Hi everyone, and welcome to this discussion video for the Threads collection. I wanted to take some time to discuss this collection with all of you because it's been in progress for the past 3 years, but it's only now in this month at the time of this video, which is January of 2026, that I've revealed the actual title of the collection, and I've also revealed the logo for it in anticipation of releasing new pieces next month in February of 2026. So now felt like a good time to sort of discuss the nature of the work a little bit more in depth and a little bit more casually too. I think what's most interesting to talk about first, of course, is the title. This was formerly known as the Numbers Collection, which is not too far of a stretch considering the titling conventions for these pieces always refer to a specific number, and they're produced in sequence. That's also true for the production of these pieces too. I don't go out of sequence with these. I'm always producing them, again, one after the other. So where you see, say, number 1, number 2, number 3, that is the order that I am actually beginning the pieces in. These pieces are always produced kind of one after the other. I've really been involved as well for these first 20 in a process of wanting to create them and then present them with a complete sort of process or vision to that. That's been evident too in the way that I've released them via email first, of course, before I release them on social media. Now, again, going back to the title, I have been wanting to find the right moment to share the title for this collection, and the Numbers Collection as a name was always a placeholder. I started this collection in 2023, of course, and since the beginning I've always known it was the Threads collection, but I wanted to wait to reveal the title because I think the title itself sheds a lot of light on the nature of these pieces. I want to continue to remain a bit furtive about it because I think what's important now is that you as the viewers can interpret the meaning for yourselves, and I think discover the meaning for yourselves, because there is a lot of very deliberate meaning behind that title, but it's not something that I wanted to be sort of understood until there was a substantial number of the pieces complete. And so now that we have 20 complete and we are moving towards an additional 10 more, I thought now was the most fitting time. Regarding these pieces themselves, hopefully after these 3 years and after you as the viewers are exploring them, and if this is your first time really kind of giving them thought, then I hope you now can really take some time to explore them. You'll notice that there are connections between the pieces, but they are a lot different than typical pieces for me. It's a collection of pieces that are very different from any sort of bodywork or series that I would typically do, and it's really required a lot from me because of that. There's a lot of stretching that I've done in order to keep these works really authentic. I don't want to be too explicit. Again, I want to talk candidly about this, but at the same time, I don't want to give too many things away because a lot of the tiny little, what I like to call shimmers between these pieces, are things that I hope are discovered kind of happenstantially for you as viewers. There are things between the statements themselves and the images themselves, the sort of total pieces that connect. There are things that I really hope that you as viewers can discover and find. And I hope you get to revel in that when you do. There's not sort of an archetype or a pattern that I use for these pieces in the sense that there's like a really deliberate breadcrumb trail, but there's more something tying them all together, if you will. I said the word shimmers earlier, and that actually is another thing I want to discuss. There are a lot of little tiny details in these pieces that reflect different aspects of real life, of real experiences that, say, I have had or others that I know have had. But they're very subtle and almost known only to me. At the time of this video, I have not explicitly shared some of them, but I am hoping eventually, I think when the time is right, to publish them probably in written form to kind of, again, give you a bit more of a window, a looking glass, if you will, into these pieces. I think the pieces themselves, with the fact that they are both visual and written, that these are not just merely visual pieces. The statements are very much a part of the work, which I've discussed at several different times over the course of the production of this collection. I think the marriage of that creates what I hope are really immersive moments. Each one of these pieces is truly meant to be sort of the encapsulation of a moment. It's something you've maybe felt, it's something you've maybe dreamt, it's something you've maybe thought of. It's all supposed to be something that relates to us in our journeys on this planet, in this life. I think what's most important about this collection, about the Chrilz collection too, is that each one of these pieces are not meant to just be something real. They're meant to really evoke something real. They're meant to capture you and find something within you and bring that back so that you can relive it again. I have spoken before about feeling as though I am a champion for the inconsequential. And I think that that's really true. I think being an artist in general makes individuals kind of like that. I think for me personally, though, I feel that my work in particular and just the sort of my whole process and my whole life is sort of hinged on that idea of trying to share the things that seem so inconsequential, the small things. And this Chrilz collection is doing that very earnestly. Also, at the time of sharing the actual title for the collection, I've also shared the conceptual statement for the collection as well, which is conceptual, but also it is kind of the artist statement, because apart from this video, I guess I'm not really writing something that is delineating the work, like an artist statement would. That's why I use the term conceptual statement, because it's something that is meant to draw you closer to the work rather than sort of explain it to you. But I think at the heart of the matter, this collection is meant to reveal how our lives are built upon the seemingly inconsequential and very tiny moments. What are seemingly inconsequential and what do appear tiny are actually quite substantial. I think we live in an era that is highly technological, it is highly consumerist, it is full of things, especially in America. We have so many things that preoccupy us, that preoccupy our time, that distract us. And I think we've lost touch truly with the core elements that comprise who we are. I think hidden between all of the busyness, all of the noise, all of the chaos are the true moments upon which we are formed and our characters are built and our relationships are built. And I think this collection is an effort towards reclaiming that. It's a means by which we can become refreshed and realize what we're missing, what we aren't seeing. I think these moments happen whether we like it or not. And obviously, this is not a highly psychological body of work or collection. That is not my intent. I'm not attempting necessarily to really convict you of something with these pieces. Rather, these pieces are meant to elucidate something that's already present in your life, in all of our lives. This collection is just meant to draw us closer to that, because there's a real saccharine nature to this work as well. A lot of the work that I produce is very conceptual. There's a lot of emotions going into it. There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of nuance. Sometimes there is a sense of conviction. Sometimes there is a sense of sort of a quote-unquote call to action. Although certainly there are a lot of elements maybe you could parse out with the Chrilz collection, as I'm saying, there are these sort of large-scale ideas that I'm trying to express. This work itself is not trying to do that. It's subtle, it's gentle, it's taking you by the hand rather than smacking you over the face, if you will. I think that's one of the greatest parts of this work too. I'm producing this video in January as I'm preparing to complete and share and produce or publish, as well as exhibit 10 more pieces for the collection. It's been quite a journey to produce numbers 21 through number 30, especially because this is the first time that I've been producing pieces in this collection that I have not immediately shared. This will be the first time that I'm sharing them all at the same time, a large portion of them. And it's a really unique experience. These pieces, as I said earlier, they really stretch me. That might seem strange because they are so small, and obviously they take quite a bit less time per piece to actually draw and actually construct than most of my work. These pieces typically take between 20 to 30 hours per piece, which is maybe about 20 to 30% of what I would typically spend on a work of art. But these pieces, because of how gentle they are and how simple in some ways too, they really force me to let go of some of my more ironic tendencies or my hyper-conceptual tendencies. It's really been a unique experience. It's always a unique experience producing these pieces because they really do force me to go to a very saccharine place, to go to a very sincere place, a really genuine place. They can really butt up against the parts of me that want to be sort of chiding or cynical or even just, again, ironic at times. These pieces require such a degree of vulnerability and honesty from me as the maker that I can only hope translates to you as the viewer experiencing them, because that really is the heart of the matter. Again, these are intimate works. These are deeply personal, but not because they are about my life. They are deeply personal because I want them to universally speak to and grab a hold of the very personal moments within each one of us. I think I will stop there for now. Thank you so much for taking this time to just sit with me and discuss the Chrilz collection. I hope that it really offers you a greater window into all of these pieces, and I certainly hope it enriches your experience of viewing them. Please share it with anybody else who could find the video worthwhile, as well as share all of the pieces. And until the next one, take care, everybody.